What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing, man? We're gonna wait till the live start up and people start joining the live, man. What the fuck is you looking at, dude? You looking like you on some bullshit or something. The fuck? Don't come over here fucking with me, nigga. Straight up. Police always be on some bullshit. Look at they bitch ass. On some straight hoe shit with they pussy ass. Pussy head, nigga. Get y'all hoe ass up out of here. On straight hoe shit. going on? What's popping with it? Just over here thinking, y'all thinking. It depends on if y'all like blacks, man. I heard Russians don't fuck with blacks like that. Like the Soviet part. But I'm willing to join anything, man. We all the same race, brother. No matter what skin color we all the same race, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm down for whatever as long as it's for the people, bro. As long as it's not to tear and fuck up and break down the people, bro, I'm for whatever it is, bro. You know what I mean? Nah, gang, I ain't gonna lie. Niggas been going through a lot lately, bro. You know what I mean? But been still trying to maintain, bro. I ain't seen my son in like a month. This is what I want y'all to know and understand, bro. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, even if you try to change, bro, shit ain't gonna never be right. Then you're dealing with an injury. You know what I mean? It be a lot of shit, bro. A lot of shit. Losing family members, bro. What's going on? No, I ain't got a job right now, okay? I got injured at work. Yeah, I got injured at work. And then when I got injured at work, they was trying to rush me and hurry up and get me to work again, bro. And when I was doing physical therapy, I think that's what like really fucked me up because they was having me doing a lot of rigorous like activities. So it like put me on a setback, bro. Like, and then my back was fucked up too. So it was a lot of shit with that. There's a lot of shit with that, bro. I'm still dealing with it, bro. But look, we here to talk about things to do and not to do. You hear me? What you don't want to do is, if you with a woman, right? And we talking about life in general, bro. If you with a woman, man, and you don't fully know if she's serious with you, or you don't fully know if she's the one, then just follow your gut, bro. You know what I mean? Because you'll end up in a fucked up situation and put yourself in a fucked up situation that you're not going to be able to get out of. You know what I mean? Especially if you have real love for someone. If your love is real, that shit gonna fuck you up. You know what I mean? So you always want to make sure that you stay maintaining and spiritually aligned with yourself. Sometimes it's gonna be hard. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy. It ain't gonna never be easy. Jesus died on the cross, right? So if we know Jesus died on the cross, sometimes we gonna have to deal and put up with the shit we deal and put up with. That don't necessarily mean we not loved. That don't necessarily mean we not blessed. You know what I mean? From what I get from it, we gonna go through shit though. You know what I mean? All I can do is pray and wish and pray and pray. You know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes a person will feel like, well, I mean, shit, when it's a blessing's gonna come. But I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. As long as you're doing what you need to do and you keep following up on what you need to do, it ain't gonna be nothing where you can fail at, bro. Promise you. You're gonna succeed at everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. I almost just burnt my motherfucking self. That's how I burnt myself last time. I know, man. That's what I've been doing, praying and just making sure I pray, brother. That's all I could do is pray. You know what I mean? That's all I could do is pray, brother. Sometimes though, bro, you be wanting shit differently. Like, you know what I mean? I want a family. I want a picket fence and a house and all that shit. You know what I mean? I want all that shit. It just be fucked up for people like me and people of my color because we be going through so much. Not even just my color, bro. I'm gonna stop putting a color on that shit. People that go through the things that I go through, no matter what color it is, because we all the same race. We the human race. But just people of my stature that go through what I go through, it be fucked up. You know what I mean? Because we go through real shit and we be going through a lot of real shit. So when it comes to things, it be hard sometimes to really let it out. You know what I mean? Especially when you don't have no one to talk to and no one that's really there for you. You thinking all the people that was there for you is genuine and they're not genuine. You know what I mean? You look like you work at a Somali learning center. Somali learning center is crazy work. I ain't gonna lie to you. So you said I look Somali? That's a good thing. I am black. I'm mixed though. I'm mixed with a few things, Nicole. She ain't say nothing wrong though. That Somali learning center though is crazy though. But I don't know if she was meaning it in the wrong way or she is meaning it like in a respectful way. You know what I mean? But Somali learning center is crazy work. That's crazy work. Yeah, we are all the same species, the human race. And you ain't wrong about that. We're the human race. But one thing I am gonna say is this. Everyone came from one color, you know. And people don't talk about this, but everyone came from a black woman and black man. That's the truth. You know what I mean? There's a black woman and black man, everyone came from that. So when it talks about history and genotypes and indigenous people, we really be needing to study that type of thing. You know what I mean? Because if we don't study those type of things, then we'll be lost in history and we won't understand our origins. You know what I mean? We gotta start actually understanding history and understanding our origins and who we belong to and where we come from. Because even now, I still be learning a lot of things. Like that's what I think, Nicole, man. I don't think she meant nothing disrespectful or wrong. I think she just meant like as far as my intelligence and how I'm teaching. I think that's why she meant Somali Center. If I'm wrong, Nicole, you can't correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? I be trying to tell people though, just cause I grew up in the streets and I come from low poverty don't mean that I don't have a good head on my shoulders. I was raised right, even though I seen my pops die, my step pops die, the man who I thought was my biological father, even though I seen him die in my face, and I was raised in a household with one woman, don't mean that I'm just out here doing beating women up and I'm not that type of person. You know what I mean? The things I done been through in life was never for me starting and it was always for me either protecting people or trying to be a bigger person or trying to be a better person. There's always shit like that because I can't sit there and let nobody get hurt in front of me or if I fuck with you, then I fuck with you. So if I got it, you got it. You know what I mean? I always been that way though. I don't know what it is. I always been a people person, like just where I want to help people. You know what I mean? If I got it, I'm gonna help people. And I'm talking about people that really need help, people that's in need of help, not people that just don't want help or that don't want to do nothing or just sitting on their ass. You know what I mean? Because even though I'm sitting on my ass, it's a lot that I want to do. Like I be streaming and stuff too. I be streaming on Twitch. I be streaming on here on YouTube. You know what I mean? I be doing a lot, even though that I can't work and my conditions and everything, and including everything that I be going through, bro. Like I be really dealing with a lot, bro. Dealing with a lot. I be trying to make everything work. You know what I mean? Doing what I need to do. It became to the point to where my son and his mom, like you know what I mean? Like I really wanted to settle down with that woman and do things with that woman. Y'all know I be sitting here getting looked at some type of way, even if I'm not even doing nothing. You know what I mean? I could be sitting here talking how I'm talking to y'all and shit just be rude or disrespectful or hella angry to me. You know what I mean? For no reason, knowing what I've been through, disrespecting my family, disrespecting my mom. You know what I mean? And it'll make anybody mad. Yeah, of course I'm gonna get mad. Of course I'm gonna say things, but I'm not no abusive nigga. I'm the type of person where I sit there and apologize or something like that, and I'm not even wrong. You know what I mean? So I just want y'all to know what you not what not to do. Don't fall for the okie doke. You know what I mean? Don't fall for the okie doke, bro. Cause sometimes it's easier said than done. You know what I mean? It's way easier said than done. But if you believe, and I'm talking about believing yourself and believing in that person and believing in things and just wishing that person the best, like that person gonna know they was wrong for how they treated you. You know what I mean? Because God is real and karma is real. But I'm the type of person where I don't even wish karma on people. I just want you to see your wrongs. That's it. You know what I mean? On some real shit, bro. Like I don't wish no karma on nobody, bro. I just want you to see your wrongs. Unless you really did some real fucked up shit. If you family or something like that, I don't wish no bad blood on you because you're my family and my blood. So I don't want nothing to happen to you. Whatever you did to me is what you did to me. You know what I mean? I can't take back what you did to me. I can't take back what I said to you or what I did to you. But I'm not gonna do no fucked up shit to you as much as what you did to me. You know what I mean? Everything I'm gonna do is based out of how I feel, based off of your actions. You know what I mean? Every action has a reaction to things. So it depends on how you go about things. You know what I mean? The best part of a birthday. Hey man, it's good, man. Make sure you subscribe, man. Make sure you go follow my Twitch too. My Twitch is High Risk with 3 underscores on Twitch, man. High Risk with 3 underscores on Twitch. Y'all go make sure y'all follow the Twitch, man. Tune in, show some love. It's free to follow. It's free to turn on that post notification bell. And we trying to make sure, man, we stay up and we get this lit, man. I'm tired as fuck right now, but I gotta stay up to move this car, man. I gotta stay up to move this car. It's 3 o'clock right now, y'all. It's about to be 3 o'clock. It's 2:49 in the morning. So, you know what I mean? I'm just sitting here, man, contemplating, thinking, talking about life. Trying to get a lot off my mind because if I don't, it's gonna stay on my mind. You know what I mean? And I understand praying is something that's good, but even praying sometimes it's like it'd be hard. It'd be hard to just get everything off your mind, man. You know what I mean? It'd just be hard to get everything off your mind. So I just want y'all to know, man, I love y'all. You know what I mean? My family end up seeing this one day. You know what I mean? Y'all know what the fuck going on. Y'all know I love y'all to death. You know what I'm saying? The real kind. And understand this. You feel me? What I done been through in life, I ain't never let it control or dictate my success. Always made sure I tried to strive forward and keep it pushing and continue to move forward what I needed to do. You know what I mean? So I want y'all to understand this. And this is to my family and even to my supporters and to my fans and shit. Like, never give up on what you believe in. Never give up in yourself. Because the moment you start giving up is the moment that everything start falling apart. Then you feel like you ain't got nothing to live for. You know what I mean? And I don't want nobody to ever feel like they don't got nothing to live for. That's to my family. You know what I mean? It's to my son, to my future kids. You know what I mean? To my baby mama, my mom, little sisters. You know what I mean? It's to all of y'all, all my family, and all to my supporters and shit, friends. Don't never let yourself go. Don't never feel like you don't have nothing to live for. Because that's a fucked up feeling. And I know it's a lot of people out there that really don't got nothing. But understand this. You got something. You got life. You can live. You know what I mean? As long as you can live, stay blessed, stay aware, stay awoke. What's going on? How you doing? Who's that? Live Toleen. What's going on? How you doing? We just chopping it up, man. If y'all got anything y'all want to talk about, y'all going through anything in life, man, drop it down. We can talk about it. You know what I mean? We chopping it up right now, talking about life, y'all. So if y'all know anything or y'all got anything that y'all want to talk about, let me know. We can talk about it. You know what I mean? Because we talking about it right now. But what's going on with y'all too, man? We in San Francisco, California. The Bay Area, man, the home of the Bay Area. Epstein files. Okay, we could talk about the Epstein files. Why the fuck is they flashing a light? Driving by, flashing the light is crazy. They crazy. Y'all seen that? The police just drove by, flashing the light. I'm in the car talking to y'all. You know what I mean? This the shit that I go through, bro. Every day, bro. Police just be fucking with me for no reason, bro. I don't even do nothing. You know what I mean? Epstein files. Okay. So let's all right. Shout out East Oakland, man. Shout out East Oakland, man. Yeah, area. Yeah, man. I am really done with the life. I can't take it anymore. God is cruel with me. God is never cruel with you, brother. And I'm gonna explain. Hey, we're gonna talk about the Epstein files, but let me say this to him real fast. God is never cruel to you, brother. When you feel like he not working, believe me, he not gonna work right then and there, but he's working, bro, in your favor. I promise you, bro. He's always working in your favor, bro. Bro, listen, bro. I was homeless, bro. I've been homeless since I was 19. I got a spot now, but I just got a spot. I was homeless from 19 to 22. Then I got a spot at 22. Then was homeless again. Then stayed with my mom for a little bit because I got kicked out of my mom's spot when I was 19 because her husband, he got out of the feds and thought he was going to disrespect my mom. But he really a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, nigga, my mom ended up kicking me out over the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, on some other shit, like she kicked me out over the nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna speak on the situation because I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? But yeah, my mom ended up jumping in front of me, hella shit, and you know what I mean? It's my mom, so I can't sit there and say nothing to my mama. I can't disrespect my mama. I could be mad, whatever, but I can't disrespect my mama. So I was homeless, bro. Do you understand? When I was homeless, all I did was pray and pray and pray. You know what I mean? I wasn't able to see my son, bro. I'm going through shit with my BM. You know what I mean? Dealing with a lot of shit. But the thing is this is why I always look out for my BM because when I got homeless, she gave me her car and shit because my family and them ended up putting me in jail. You know what I mean? They ended up putting me in jail. They was hella little bullshit. She ended up giving me her car and shit. When she gave me her car, now I'm standing in her car and shit like that. You know what I mean? Sleeping in her car, but I still got nowhere to stay though. You know what I mean? Still homeless. I'm just praying and praying, doing everything I need to do, taking care of everything I need to take care of. And as I'm doing that, I just start seeing that God is real. I start seeing the blessings. I start seeing every little thing. You know what I mean? Like I got a spot. It took time though. Like it took years, bro. I was homeless for years, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sleeping in a car, bro. That shit is not a good feeling, bro. Like, and I know a lot of people, bro, that be homeless that probably don't got nowhere to stay, bro. That's sleeping in the car. Or people that's outside, like. But it's really not a good feeling, bro, when you homeless and you ain't got nowhere to stay. Cause man, taking a shower, using the restroom, and just every little thing, bro. That shit not a good feeling, bro. It makes you it puts you in a box. It makes you feel like you're in a box. It makes you feel like you don't got nobody. And I really don't have nobody. I didn't have nobody. You know what I mean? My mom fucked up my credit over a nigga. You know what I mean? She ended up fucking up my credit over a nigga. My BM trying to do me wrong. You know what I mean? She playing games and shit like that, lying and doing hella little shit. So I want you to understand, bro, that the higher power is real. What I mean by the higher power, I mean the higher power that creates everything. There is something that is above all. You know what I mean? And the higher power is real, bro. You just gotta believe, brother. You just gotta believe, brother. I promise you, bro. It ain't nothing that you can't do, bro. Nothing that you can't do, bro. I don't never want you to say that life is this or life is that, bro. Life it's only what you make it, but sometimes it's gonna be hard in life, bro. I promise you, bro. And I understood this. What I'm dealing with, what we go through, that's why we gotta start being there for each other. Cause life is hard, bro. But understand that I love you. You hear me? I love you as much as you should be loving yourself, bro. For real. High risk. My name, High Risk, bro. HighRisks with three underscores on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. My name High Risk, bro. High Risk gonna love all of y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. This some real shit, bro. I really love y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to know this, bro. Y'all gotta have love for yourself and understand that it's gonna be things that's gonna happen, bro. But never give up, bro. Never give up in what you believe in. Never give up in yourself. Never give up in who you are as a person, as an individual. You know what I mean? Because when you start giving up, that's when things start to tend to happen. And that's when things start to fall apart. You don't want things to fall apart. You know what I mean? Hey, much love from India, man. Hey, make sure y'all subscribe too, man. And y'all know I love y'all, man. I got so much love for India, Africa, Russia. You know what I mean? I got love for a lot of the countries outside of the state, bro, because y'all really practice and worship your true origins. And I love that shit. You know what I mean? I really love that about everything. I love everything about y'all culture. From Russia to India to Africa to Asia. I love everything about y'all culture, man. And sometimes, you know what I mean, the food might be a little off. You know what I mean? The food, I might not eat everything, but I still love y'all culture. I'm still gonna eat some shit, but y'all know y'all got some shit in certain areas where it be like, man, why is y'all eating them damn spiders and shit? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know damn well I understand this protein, but y'all know y'all ain't supposed to be eating them spiders. You know what I'm saying? Nah, listen, bro. I never felt betrayed by God. I felt betrayed by people. It's a big difference, brother. God can't betray you because God is always in your favor. Understand that. God, listen, I'm going to tell you something, right? This is how God work. God put you through tests to see if you're going to withstand and overcome that test. Is you going to withstand and overcome that test? Then your blessing come. If you can't, then he going to keep putting you through the same test. The same test. The same test. And sometimes you'll withstand and overcome that test, but then he'll put you through the same test again just to see if you fully understood and withstood that test. You know what I mean? And some people they have the decency of doing this. They'll pass the test, but then a little bit later on, they end up failing again. And I got that problem too, where I passed the test but end up going back and failing the same test again. So he had to put me through the same test again, just to see, just to show me, so he can prepare me for the next step. You know what I mean? Like this is real shit, bro. Like I'm telling y'all some real shit, bro. I really be like I'm from the streets, bro, but that don't mean I gotta think like I'm from the streets. You get what I'm saying? But don't get it twisted though. It's semi though. But that don't mean I gotta be like everybody else, bro. I don't gotta be sitting here doing hella little extra ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And I never been the type of person to do nothing anyway to make a name for myself. I already got a name. Niggas respect me for who I am. And it's just always been that about me. I don't know if it's just some about my bloodline, where I come from, who I originate from, or what it is, but it's just always that feeling I get like where I'm over people. But I don't gotta act like it. I don't act like it. And it don't even like if you was to see me, you can see I got that about me. It's something special about me, but you wouldn't be able to tell. You know what I mean? But I'm very talkative if I know you. But other than that, I used to be just quiet, bro. I ain't even used to talk like how I talk now. I used to just be quiet, bro. So God is always just to all. You have unlimited patience. Yeah, man. Come on, man. I got nothing but patience. And you know what's crazy? My BM tried to tell me that I was impatient and this and that, but when I was younger, I used to be impatient because of the things I've been through. But as I start having time to myself and more time to myself, I start understanding patience and I start understanding things and start understanding a lot of stuff. And you know what I mean? I just start wanting to become aware of shit, bro. And I don't want people to fall in the same boat that I fell in because I love the world. I want the world to overcome its challenges and overcome its frustration and overcome all its fear. You know what I mean? And that's in the world. So that's what I want y'all to understand, man. I want y'all to know this. You know what I mean? Y'all are blessed, bro. Like for real, bro. Y'all are blessed. And if you don't feel like it, just know it, bro. You are blessed. It's nothing that you can't do. It's nothing that you can't say. And if you got anything that you want to talk about or that you feel, I'm always here, bro. I'm high risk, bro. I'm here, bro. So y'all make sure y'all go follow my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Twitch, because we're gonna be doing a lot of topics and discussions talking about that stuff too. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all tune in to my Twitch and my Instagram and everything. I'm gonna tag it and post it right here too. So hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. And hey, so you want to talk about the Epstein files too, right? Yeah, may God bless all of us, bro. That's why I don't never wish nothing bad on nobody, man. But I don't never wish nothing bad to the people that's really good people and that deserve a blessing. Everybody deserves a blessing, but I don't want nobody to, you know what I mean? Like, I can't stop the things that's gonna happen to the people that's really, really fucked up and just evil by heart, and that's the devil. The devil is really just look. The devil is energy. The devil is like, you know how there's positive and negative energy? That's actually the truth. That's the devil. The devil is the negative energy. I don't know if y'all was ever a Disney fan, but it was this one movie, right? It was a witch movie. And it was like one witch was that they had twin brothers, and one of the brothers had died, right? And the other brother was like the evil brother, and his magic was like dark magic. You know what I mean? Like negative dark magic, right? And the other brother was good, but his magic was like clear. You know what I mean? Like healthy magic. You know what I mean? But it's like thinking about that. That's how life is. That's how the devil is. The devil is negative energy. He's not dark energy or nothing like that. He's just negative energy because we think dark energy is bad when dark energy could be good. You know what I mean? And light energy is bad, but light energy could be. I mean, light energy is good, but light energy could be bad. You know what I mean? So everything about our persona and how we think about things could be twisted. And look, I'm right here in front of a church right now, y'all. Let me show y'all this shit. Look at this. don't know if y'all can see, but that's a church. It's a cross right there. Hold on, y'all. Y'all see the cross? You feel me? That's the church. Yeah. So now let's talk about these Epstein. Look, the police still driving past shit. Well, what is they own? What the fuck is the police own? Dog? Look, they own some. The police is geeking, bro. I don't know what's going on. The police is geeking, y'all. Yeah, the police geeking, y'all. We finna put some what's it called on? Cause my lips just got dry as hell. My lips just got dry as hell. I ain't gonna lie. And now let's talk about the Epstein files too, y'all. We're gonna talk about the Epstein files too. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna put my Instagram, my Twitch. It's high risk with 3 underscores, y'all. All right, so y'all want to talk about the Epstein files, right? Let's talk about the Epstein files. So let's go to this real fast. Shador having fun at Kobo.
kid change your life forever. See, the good way. For you, I'm not ready, bro. All y'all bros having kids. That's crazy. Damn. Oh, we just seen me run into Cinco, bro. Capaholics back. Funny guy. Nah, that was rap. That shit was really much of a trailer. That nigga was in line. Yeah, I ain't talked to Cinco. That was the first time I talked to Cinco since. That's crazy. It's just that shit. That shows you should just be here today, gone tomorrow. I have a conversation with him off camera. I'm trying to do that shit on the streams. Yeah, no, that's good for the best. Lit. Just don't let him take my room. You said what? Just don't let him take my room. I work too hard, bro. Having a kid change.
That nigga stupid. He said I work too hard, bro. Hey, look, man. So the Epstein files, right? Something must have happened. Let's go to the Epstein files.
Previously unseen documents, pictures, and videos related to Jeffrey Epstein. I spent the weekend going through...
So we're finna talk about it.
Going through more of them than I probably should have. Some of the claims in the files are shocking. The names in the files are a who's who of the most influential people in the world, some that I hadn't even seen before. And this is the most important thing. I have never been more vindicated on my prediction back when all this Epstein stuff began. I'm Michael Knowles. This is the Michael Knowles Show.
So it says 3 million new Epstein files explained in 10 minutes. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Welcome back to the show. Christopher Nolan is doing a new movie about the Odyssey, like Homer's Odyssey. And Helen of Troy, the most beautiful woman in the Greek world, will be played by Lupita Nyong'o. Some people are surprised by this casting. Seems a little anachronistic, doesn't quite seem to fit the story. We will get to that, what some are calling the face that launched 1,000 quips. First, though, I want to tell you about Catholic Match. Go to CatholicMatch.com. This episode is sponsored by Catholic Match. February is here. This is the month of love and Valentine's Day.
February is
but while
here.
our
It's
culture
the month of
celebrates
love.
with chocolates and roses,
It's the month of love, baby.
Love that leads to sacramental marriage. I hear from a lot of young people about how hard it is out there to date, you know, and especially if you want to date Catholics, especially if you want to date serious Catholics, people who understand that marriage is sacred, it's sacramental, it's not just a relationship status. When you're looking for someone who shares that vision of sacramental marriage, the typical dating scene just does not cut it. Which is why I'm so pleased to introduce you to Catholic Match. What they're doing is different. They're the largest and most trusted Catholic dating app focused on sacramental marriage, not hookups, not endless swiping, actual marriage. Their profiles go deep into what really matters, your faith, where you stand on the important stuff, liturgical preference even, a little TLM, a little Latin Mass. Plus, they offer virtual events for premium members to help you build those connections. This is great. You need to sign up and do it right now. This is an existential problem that we're not having enough babies. To have babies, you got to get married. To get married, you got to find the right person, do it the right way. Go to Catholic Match. This Valentine's season, do it. Download the app, transparency on Epstein, and even when it comes to transparency, I think what people really want is just justice for people who have committed crimes. And what they want even more than that is to just know who this guy was. Who was Jeffrey Epstein? What does he represent? I think that's really, when people talk about Epstein, That's what they really want. And one way they talk about it is by saying we need justice for the victims. And the more abstracted way they talk about it is we need transparency. We actually don't need transparency over a lot of how our government and Justice Department function. Certain activities of the government, just like activities of business, actually do require some secrecy, some classification. So it's not that we're saying everything needs to be declassified, everything needs to be transparent. We just want to know, one, we want justice to be done, but two, we want to know who this man is. One of the most revealing places to begin is this series of media training sessions that Steve Bannon, former chief strategist at the White House and of the Trump campaign, Trump won, that he had with Jeffrey Epstein. Apparently Epstein hired Steve Bannon as a media consultant or something like that. And so this gives people, pretty much for the first time, the opportunity to hear Epstein in his own words. And I'm just going to play a brief clip. I mean, there are hours and hours of this footage, but here's a little brief clip of Epstein talking about one of the big problems in children's education.
Potentially one of the bad things to teach children is how to write. We say it's writing, reading, and arithmetic was supposed to be, everyone's supposed to be taught, but writing forces you into a very narrow channel of thinking. You have to write in a certain form, in a certain way, in a certain linear pattern. So your thinking becomes somewhat narrow. The reason I brought up writing is one of the recent discoveries of mine with respect to Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle is they never wrote anything. They spoke, and people around who could write wrote. Socrates could think. So that was
Jesus of Nazareth was the same way, right? Never wrote anything.
I thought he was a carpenter.
He was a carpenter.
Didn't he need like a little carpenter's tool? I don't get it.
But at least his written record. Right. One last thing.
Sure. Thank you for having me to your house.
Okay, so I have 3 takeaways from this.
Y'all heard how he just sounded? We gonna break that down right there. Listen to what he said.
That was Jesus of. They spoke. The most interesting narrow channel of right.
Listen to what he said.
I was born with my skull on the outside of my head, formed into a crown. My mother took one look
This
at
is
the
some
bone crown
crazy
and
shit
refused
in
to
this right here. Listen to what he say, y'all.
Clip of Epstein talking about one of the big problems in children's education.
Listen to what Epstein said.
Potentially one of the bad things to teach children is how to write. We say it's writing, reading, and arithmetic was supposed to be, everyone's supposed to be taught, but writing forces you into a very narrow channel of thinking. You have to write.
So he's trying to say basically, kids shouldn't be taught how to read. Well, not read, but kids shouldn't be taught how to write because it forces them in a narrow way of thinking. That they should just be natural born thinkers. And the people that know how to write should be writing.
In a certain form, in a certain way, in a certain linear pattern. So your thinking becomes somewhat narrow. The reason I brought up writing is one of the recent discoveries of mine with respect to Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle is they never wrote anything. They spoke, and people around who could write wrote. Socrates could think. So that was
Jesus of Nazareth was the same way, right? Never wrote anything.
I thought he was a carpenter.
He was a carpenter.
Didn't he need?
The dude said, Jesus, listen, yo, listen.
So that was
Jesus of Nazareth was the same way, right? Never wrote
Jesus of Nazareth was the same way, right? He never wrote
anything.
I thought people around
yo.
who could write wrote. Socrates could think. So that was
Jesus of Nazareth was the same way, right? Never wrote anything.
I thought he was a carpenter.
He never wrote anything. Epstein said, I thought he was a carpenter. But the look on his face was like confused, like, huh? I thought he was a carpenter.
He was a carpenter.
Didn't he need like a little carpenter?
He said he was a carpenter.
I don't get it.
He said, didn't he need the little carpenter's tool to...
But at least his written record. Right. One last thing.
Sure. Thank you for having me to your house.
Okay, so I have 3 takeaways from this brief clip. 1, he doesn't know how to respond when Bannon brings up Christ. That was a little freaky. You know, we've talked about occult aspects of the Epstein operation, the weird pagan-looking temple on the island, and some of the weird rituals and practices that are referenced in some of these emails and by some of the people who were in the emails. And he reacts in a way, it's not even spooky as much as it is goofy. I thought he was a carpenter. What does he need? Little carpenter's tools or what? What? Very odd. Yeah. Not odd, actually, if you read the Bible, because, the name of Christ does scare demons. You know, it kind of freaks them out. They don't know what to make of it. But the second thing that strikes me
they geeking, bro,
is that this guy has a very silly voice. You would expect, I would have expected Jeffrey Epstein, this guy, lots of money, harem of women, some of them underage, but some of them above age, just like women, money, yachts, booze, fancy people, billionaires and statesmen and scientists, all these people all around him. You'd kind of expect him maybe to sound like James Bond or something, this international man of mystery. And yet he sounds like a slightly dodgier Woody Allen, like a more morally suspect Woody Allen. Well, Steve, it's funny you... He sounds like Dr. Fauci. Can you just play me like 5 seconds of that clip? Am I mistaken to say?
Potentially one of the bad things to teach children.
Okay, all right, pause it right there. So it's more Woody Allen than Dr. Fauci. Potentially one of the bad things, but it's still got a little bit of that Dr. Fauci, because if you just lower it a little bit, potentially one of the bad things to teach children is that you're good to get, but to get to pass. So I guess he's a New Yorker. All right, there you have it. He sounds goofy. The words he says, his responses to questions are kind of goofy. He's not as quick on his feet as you would expect. His voice sounds kind of goofy. And then, hold on, let me get back to the first claim he made. He said we shouldn't teach children to write because the smartest people in history, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, didn't write. There's just one problem. Plato and Aristotle definitely wrote. They wrote a lot. They sort of famously wrote. Socrates did not write. That's true. Socrates, we know of really as a character from Plato's dialogues. And he had conversations with people in the city. Plato for sure wrote. He wrote a lot. Aristotle wrote. Some of what we have of his is his notes, like his lecture notes and things that people wrote about him, but they wrote. So he's just wrong on a basic fact about 2 of the 3 foundations of Western philosophy, which means Jeffrey Epstein is not that smart. He's kind of goofy. He gets kind of flummoxed. He's not that smart. Now, he obviously had a certain genius, but he's not the global international super genius you might expect, which seems to lend credibility to something more going on behind the scenes. Now, it's worth pointing out, Jeffrey Epstein ostensibly is a Wall Streeter. And Wall Streeters are not necessarily that smart. Wall Streeters are very good at making money. That is a specific skill set. It does not imply that you know anything about Plato and Aristotle. It does not imply that you are a particularly deep thinker. It can. There are intelligent Wall Streeters, but it's not a one-to-one. So it could just be that he's kind of a bruiser Wall Streeter. I mean, some of the guys in sales and trading around the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, they're tough guys. They're the kind of guys if they weren't working there, they'd be working in a butcher shop in the Bronx or something. So it could be that he's just that guy, or it could be that he's a stand-in for some larger systems. At the very least, I think what we can conclude is he is not in himself some super genius. He's an influence peddler. He gets himself a spot on the Trilateral Commission because he's friends with David Rockefeller. And then he gets a spot on the Council on Foreign Relations. And then he's just moving in these circles with all sorts of people, the Clintons and the Rothschilds and the Trumps and just everybody. and the Musks and Silicon Valley and this and that and this and that. He's just moving with everybody.
The little girl had tremendous strength since childhood. At the age of 4, she could defeat the world's fighting champion. When she grew up, she became a general of the Navy SEALs. To get married, she left the military. After marriage, she kept her identity as
The Israelis and the Arabs and the Russians and the Americans and just everybody. He's an influence peddler. So this is the question. Who is Jeffrey Epstein? There seem to be 4 buckets of stuff that we learned from the files that we already knew, by the way, about Jeffrey Epstein. There's the finance bucket. There's the politics bucket. There's the weird sex bucket, obviously. And then there's this last thing. There's the science bucket. Jeffrey Epstein founds an institute, Santa Fe Institute. It's in the Bannon interviews, to pick up a bunch of scientists at the end of the Cold War, because they had been nuclear scientists working during the Cold War. They were out of work. He wanted to scoop them up. He's palling around with a lot of people from Harvard and MIT. He's very interested in things like string theory, and it's weird. And so the question for people is, how do these things fit in with one another, and who is he? I will go very quickly through the Epstein files that most stood out to me. That includes links to the Russians, to the Arabs, to the Jews, to the Syrians, to the Americans, to the Brits, to the everybody, to the CIA, to the FBI. How much time do we have? And what new things have we learned? We will get to all of that. First, though, I want to tell you about Cowboy Colostrum. Go to cowboycolostrum.com/Knowles, KNWLES. If you finally want to fix your gut, make your hair healthier and stronger, and add some glow to your skin this year, you need to add colostrum to your daily routine. Our sponsor, Cowboy Colostrum, offers the highest quality bovine colostrum available in the U.S., made entirely in America from 100% grass-fed American cows. What sets Cowboy apart from other brands is that it's true baby calves have had their... But easy to incorporate into your... Love this stuff. Sweet little Elisa loves this stuff. Mr. Davies, use code Knowles at cowboycolostrum.com. You can see my set. No more Christmas decorations. It also means that we are looking ahead to the penitential season of Lent. Is your soul prepared?
Penitential
Probably
season
not.
is crazy.
Is your home prepared? Almost certainly not,
Penitential
because it's
season
been a year.
sounds crazy. Who
The
says
Smells
something?
and Bells candle is back, baby. Make
Did
your
it make a turn
home
like that?
smell like a medieval
Penitential season,
monastery.
that sounds
Okay,
crazy.
this
That
is
sounds
our
like
bestseller
jail.
ever. It is the best one. Frankincense. Also, I'm not going to tell you everything that's in the candle. It's magnificent. It's by far my favorite one. It sells out every year fast. Okay. If you want your home to have frankincense and myrrh and all these other beautiful smells, you go to thecandleclub.com/Knowles right now. Order your Smells and Bells candle. Order more than you think you need. It will sell out quickly, and then you will want to send me an angry email. And I am telling you now, I'm not going to read your angry email because I'm giving you fair warning. Go right now. Don't say, I'll go tomorrow. And then you're going to go tomorrow, and it might be sold out. I hope not. We made a lot of candles, but it might be. thecandleclub.com/Knowles. Go there right now. If you go tomorrow and it's sold out, I don't want to hear about it, okay? Okay, let's get to the Epstein files. Here we go. Epstein file from September 11th, 2011. From redacted to Jeffrey Epstein. Spoke with Igor. He said, last time you were in Palm Beach, you told him you had an appointment with Putin on September 16th and that he could go ahead and book his ticket to Russia and arrive a few days before you. He also looked into security in Sochi for you. He said, regardless, he will still need to go to Russia tomorrow to sort out his Russian passport, which expires at the end of September. So he will still fly back to New York on the 19th. He will be happy to go back to Russia with you on September 26th if you go. Okay. How is Jeffrey Epstein getting appointments with Putin, the, at this time, leader of Russia for over 10 years? Is he, okay, let's just put this in the column of maybe he was working with the KGB. If he's a super spy, maybe he was working with the Russians. Next one. This is an email from a sultan in Dubai, Sultan bin Sulayem, a big business leader in Dubai. Dear Jeffrey, I'm attaching some media clipping regarding the Israeli operation in Dubai. I will call you around 7 p.m. Eastern time. What happened doesn't help anyone. This is from Wednesday, February 17th, 2010. I don't remember this particular Israeli operation in Dubai. This would seem to imply that Epstein is either working with the Israelis. He's saying, hey, I want to talk to you about this Israeli operation. Okay, maybe he was working with the Israelis. It might also imply maybe he was working with the Arabs. Why is this Sultan reaching out to Epstein? Is Epstein a go-between between the Arabs and the Israelis? Next one.
5 years. I endured unimaginable torment in prison. It's time for the real culprit to taste some of that pain. 1 minute left.
No way. I destroyed that footage with my own hands. She's bluffing. She has to be. Mom. Dad. Don't cut ties with my sister. The reason why she hates you so much right now.
This is an email from Jeffrey Epstein to blank. He passed away. It says Robert Maxwell threatened Mossad. And there are all sorts of weird typos and kind of odd formatting errors, maybe just in the way these emails were exported. But Robert Maxwell was the spy, reportedly a double or possibly triple agent for Israel and Russia and maybe the British, who had a big media empire. He was the father of Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the girlfriend and madam for Jeffrey Epstein. And Robert Maxwell died under very suspicious circumstances and got a funeral in Israel. So Robert Maxwell threatened Mossad, writes Jeffrey Epstein. He told them that unless they gave him 400 million pounds to save his crumbling empire, he would expose all he had done for them. In that time, he had free access to Margaret Thatcher's Downing Street, Ronald Reagan's White House, to the Kremlin, and to the corridors of power throughout Europe. Maxwell passed on all the secrets he learned to Mossad in Tel Aviv. In turn, they tolerated his excesses, vanities, and insatiable appetite for a luxurious lifestyle and women. He told his controllers who they should target, how they should do it. He appointed himself as Israel's unofficial ambassador to the Soviet bloc, okay? So we don't know who this is to. This could insinuate that Epstein had a relationship with Mossad. It could insinuate that he didn't really. Maybe he was not particularly pro-Israel, in as much as he's accusing Israel of murdering Robert Maxwell, who had been working with Israel, and I guess the Russians and the Americans and the British. Was he a quadruple agent? Next one.
All right, let's get back upstairs, y'all, so we can finish this.